What's up, you guys? So I am Layla Lynn, and I am here with author Sean Gold, and we're here to talk about the interpreter for both Rihanna and Shirley Ralph, who sang the Black National Anthem at the Super Bowl. We're here to talk about her going viral and the responses to her going viral. So we're gonna start with, in case you missed it, because it didn't actually air. I thought I missed it. I thought when I saw this woman on social media, I was like, oh, I didn't see her on TV. I thought I missed it because a lot of times, with me having kids and stuff, I have to look away from the TV. And I was like, I must have missed it. But it didn't actually air on television. But she was there doing her thing, and it was on a live stream. And so a lot of people are responding to her energy, to her performance of ASL at the Super Bowl. People are mostly responding to her interpretation of Rihanna. So we see here what she was doing. In case you missed it, you can see here what she was given, the energy, the elegance. To me, it was like elegant. And so this person, Geeks of Color, said Rihanna's interpreter is the real Super Bowl MVP. Another person said Rihanna's sign language interpreter deserves a raise. She was giving it her all. Now, meanwhile, this is why people say that Rihanna wasn't necessarily giving her all. And we found out later it's because Rihanna was pregnant, but they say her interpreter was actually doing it for her. And NFL on CBS tweeted, Justina Miles, Rihanna's American Sign Language interpreter, made history as the first deaf Black woman to perform at the Super Bowl. Wow. Another person said Rihanna's sign language interpreter really did what she came to do. And I agree. I was excited. When I saw it on social media, I was really excited to see her performance, her interpretation. Like, I loved it, especially after I feel like lately I'm seeing more ASL, even on the circle. I know her Instagram is at Def Hottie, but she was performing ASL on the circle. And I'm just seeing it more and more. But I wanted to give an alternate opinion. And so that's why we have author Sean Gold here. We did a podcast episode that premiered yesterday, and we talked about accessibility in pop culture. So he's here to give his opinion on Rihanna's interpreter going viral. So how are you doing, Sean? And what are your thoughts on Rihanna's Super Bowl? Well, I shouldn't say just Rihanna, because she also did Shirley Ralph. But what do you think about Justina Miles going viral for her ASL on the Super Bowl? And by the way, you guys, I'm going to be reading for him. And while he's writing, I will go ahead and give you a description of us. I am wearing blue. I'm a Black woman with a bob and red lipstick wearing blue. And he's a Black man. I believe he's wearing white. I can't see it too good, but he's wearing white. And he said, with it, especially it being a Black interpreter, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome to see. It's definitely awesome to see. And she made history. But I did see some people saying that there were issues, number one, with her ASL interpretation not being aired on television. Like, it was aired on a live stream. And so these clips that people are putting on social media are from a live stream, but it actually wasn't aired on television. And I wanted to know your thoughts about that, Sean. What do you think about the actual ASL performance or the ASL interpretation that she did not being aired on television? What are your thoughts about that? All right, Sean said he is doing good. He said, thank you for having me, but it's still a great situation because of the lack of acknowledgement on TV. But at the same time, this isn't a new issue. This has been happening for decades. And I want to share, Sean did share with me another post saying that it's been actually 30 years since the ASL performer has been shown on television with the actual music performer. So let me set that up. And in the meantime, Sean, you can tell us what your opinion is. The fact that it's been 30 years since the ASL performer was shown at the same time as the music performer on television. What's your opinion on that 30-year gap? So again, the last time the interpreter was actually shown at the same time as a musical performer was 30 years ago. And Marley Matlin and Garth Brooks performed the national anthem side by side at the Super Bowl in 1993. She was spotlighted the entire performance. This is yet to happen again. Never has an ASL performer been on stage for a halftime show. And let's see what Sean had to say. Sean said, I didn't even know that, but I'm surprised by it at all. This country loves to half do everything. We know this, especially as marginalized people. So it isn't surprising, but we still have to call it out. Yeah, I do think we still have to call it out because it's like, how else is it going to change if it's not called out? And that was going to be my next question to you. Like, what do we do as far as if you want to make like pop culture, if you just want to make TV and things more accessible to people, like what is the next step? What do we do in your opinion? Okay. So Sean says hire disabled people up top. Same with people of color. If you are not a part of the community, you're not going to include us. I definitely understand that standpoint. A lot of times, yeah, it doesn't occur to people who are not part of a certain community to include people from that community. I did want to also include Brianna did an interview with the morning show, and she opened up about her experience with the Super Bowl. So I do want to include that as well.
I know all the songs. I was confident. I was like, yes. So what I did was look over the lyrics, make sure, I got all the meanings right.
So do you memorize the lyrics?
Yes, I memorize the lyrics and the beats. So that way I can sign the lyrics and move to the beat so they can see the beat rather than they can hear the beat. I would like, ring, ring, ring. You hear boom, boom, boom. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Like, it's getting higher. You feel me? You feel me? Like,
yes.
I know all the songs. I was confident. I was like, yes. So what I did was look over the lyrics, make sure, I got all the meanings right.
So do you memorize the lyrics?
Yes, I memorize the lyrics and the beats. So that way I can sign the lyrics and move to the beat so they can see the beat rather than they can hear the beat. I would like, ring, ring, ring. You hear boom, boom, boom. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Like, it's getting higher. You feel me? You feel me? Like,
yes.
She did go so good. It was so good to see her. When I finally did see her, like on social media and on the live stream, it's so good to see her interpreting for the Super Bowl. Why do you think, Sean, that her interpretation for Rihanna went viral, but not the one she did for Sheryl Lee Ralph? Because she also did Sheryl Lee Ralph's performance. What do you think about that? All right. And so Sean said, and I actually had the opportunity to take a deaf culture class my last semester of my associates. Deaf people have their own culture. It's amazing. But to answer your question, it's simple. Everyone, including me, was more excited about Rihanna. That's really it. Okay. I thought you were going to have a different response based on your Instagram. So on your Instagram, you posted, I don't know what it is, but there's something about these videos of interpreters at concerts being praised that rubs me the wrong way. Don't get me wrong. I love the inclusion and the work that interpreters do. However, when they only get the praises they deserve at concerts, and then in response to what I was asking you, you said, but also we haven't seen accessibility upfront. And when something like this goes viral, it's like, okay, cool. It's inspiring you. Yet it's very interesting how people stop there. To be inspired, actually, action usually follows. But when it comes to the response to the disabled community, action never followed. So let me ask you, as viewers, what are we supposed to do? Like, I understand the Super Bowl, the people who put on the Super Bowl, they're supposed to show the interpreter at the same time as a musical guest. But as people watching the Super Bowl who are inspired by it, what are we supposed to do as far as that action? What specific action should we take? All right. So Sean said, we want the interpreter to be shown at all times. Captions are a plus. We have to make noise and demand that accessibility isn't an afterthought. When accessibility is an afterthought, you get a separate screen on a separate platform that isn't going to be even nationally announced or recognized. Not only does it make more work on the disabled person, but then the accessibility gets missed out on. I didn't even know that it was a B thing. Then TV is a rating system, right? So they do this to see if it'll be worth the money, right? But do very little to promote it. Reed then proved that accessibility is a waste of money. Well, that's really sad. So I hope if there are petitions or whatever it takes for the people to speak out and demand more accessibility, I would hope that, if you're watching this video, that you would do that. Like whenever the option is available for you to demand more accessibility, it's my hope that you would definitely do that. All right, you guys. So this has been my chat with author Sean Gold. I will have all his links below. He's an author and an advocate. And if you look in the description box, I'll have links below to how you can follow his channel on Instagram. He is at author Sean, SEAN Gold, GOLD. So make sure you follow him and check him out.
Layla.